Header. But Gerrard! Oh, you beauty! What a head, son! What a...
Hi everyone, welcome back to Onto the Ball. I'm Obi, as you well know. If you like the content of what we're doing, please like and subscribe. Just want to give you some thoughts on now the dust has settled. A few days after the game, I think it's important to give a bit of analysis and a bit more of an emotional reaction rather than me just drinking there, winding Trav up. So really good. Fantastic result. Let's not take away from the result in the second half performance, but I think there's a few key moments, and he pointed out. I think we've seen the emergence of Gakpo as a potential replacement for Firmino, and it looks like he's took a little while to adjust. There's some games where he hasn't really been linking that well, and there's been a lot of noise about this guy hasn't settled, but there's only a few games in, and we can start to see the last couple of games he's really starting to link up well, starting to look like a real player, and I think that performance was standout. I think the first half was a good performance from Liverpool, and I know I've seen a lot of analysis saying it was even. I thought Liverpool shaded it bar maybe sort of 10-15 minutes just leading up to the goal, which was absolutely key. But Liverpool started the game well. I think United were trying to take the air out of the game, pretend they didn't know what they were doing from goal kicks, etc., which was a bit of a nonsense, really. There's no need for that. I understand the tactic of trying to slow the game down, but if you really fancy yourselves, you should be taking the game to us, is what I always think. And they clearly either didn't fancy themselves or didn't really have the belief that they were going to get something, or were maybe just overawed by the atmosphere on the day. So first half, I thought we were okay. I think the first goal was key. I think it was really interesting the way Ten Hag tried to press us when he was off the ball. Just didn't work. We're too good for that, and it might work against teams that are towards the bottom end of the Premier League, and it might work in certain games, but Alisson's distribution's too good. He had Robertson free and Alexander-Arnold free. I noticed that Robertson and Alexander-Arnold had the most touches of anyone in that football game, and that was quite clear from what we were seeing. Patterns of play where they were trying to close the keeper down, and obviously meant they were player short. They tried to go man for man and leave him one free, and it was Andy Robertson, and that led to the first goal. Some bizarre defending from Fred's position wasn't great, but Varane himself, I mean, he made it easy. He made the decision for Gakpo, and he allowed Gakpo to do what he does very, very well and cut inside and score an absolute beautiful goal. Second half, I think United, a lot of United fans still fancied them to come back because of what they've done in recent games. I think Liverpool absolutely knew that was going to happen. I think Klopp planned for a really intense start to the second half. We overran him in midfield, which is something I haven't said too often this season because we've actually seen the distances that we're covering a lot less. But Harvey Elliott was brilliant, Fabinho was brilliant, and Henderson just did fantastically well in being in the right place at the right time. And you could see that in the third goal that was scored, which was an absolutely beautiful move. I don't know where Martinez was going. I think gone for a hot dog, as you say. But Salah's movement again was fantastic. I think that the front three as a whole were just causing problems for United all day long. Probably exposed some shortcomings, and then United really started to give up. And that in itself must be ringing alarm bells for the United support, because good teams don't give up. And I've seen Gary Neville and other pundits talk about it and say it's not acceptable. For me, I can't understand what happened, and I don't understand why nobody took control. So you've got people like Casemiro, Varane, Fernandes, who's supposed to be captain, who just basically started sulking like a kid. These guys should be saying, okay, no more goals. We need to shut this down. We need to manage this through. Didn't happen. And we just absolutely tore them apart with pace, with skill, with movement, with ability, with intensity. And we didn't stop. We absolutely had them. We had them nailed down, and we just kept punching them in the face. It was beautiful to watch. And to top it all off, I mean, obviously the front three all got a brace each, which is fantastic. Good for them. Good for their confidence and good moving into to bigger and probably harder games. And then Bobby coming on and scoring just finished the day off perfectly. So absolutely fantastic. Looking forward, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything to Liverpool if we don't win the next game. So the intensity's got to be there for the next game, and this has got to be the push now. Top four is looking very realistic again after that victory, and I think that not conceding any goals in the last 5 games is absolutely huge in the Premier League. And we've got to take that confidence into the rest of the season. Realistically, I think Real Madrid's gone. I think it'd be too much for us, step too far, especially over in the Bernabeu. And as for United, it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back from it as well. I think we've got a Thursday night game this week, so that'll be interesting. And they haven't got a lot of depth to the squad, and I think that showed as well when they started to make subs. There was no real impact subs that stopped the rot on Sunday evening. So pretty much as good as we could ever expect it to be, and probably better than we'd ever want it to be. But it's absolutely beautiful, and I am absolutely loving it. So if you like the content of what I've said, like and subscribe. Do appreciate you all listening to me today, and take it easy, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Cheers.
But oh, you beauty! What a head, son!